Ladies and gentlemen, channel here over at Subscribe Star. So in the realm of things that didn't happen, this most definitely did not happen. So in its current year, yikes, my guy, touch grass and put your finger inside a woman. So what does everyone have in their pocket for the past 10 to 20 years? Well, 15 years with video is you're going to have a cell phone in your pocket. Like everyone at a convention center, what do you see people doing at convention centers like the whole time of conventions? Well, you got YouTubers live streaming the entire thing, and you got people just filming for the heck of it. You got a cell phone, you might as well film. You're probably never going to use the footage. People do it with all kinds of things. So that's current year. Is everyone has a cell phone. They're all filming all things all the time. The other thing you got is a very low profile, someone with a small social media footprint, a very low profile person who's what looks like is doing a Jussie Smollett situation. The old adage, it picks or it didn't happen. Yeah, and to be fair, on Twitter, some people are saying that. They go, so, you going to show the video of this? So what allegedly happened, plot twist, it almost certainly did not happen. Because to believe otherwise is to say somebody who's in the social media, they're in the entertainment business. Wrestling is entertainment. It was for time period in the 90s anyway, really fun entertainment. But you're saying this guy who's in the entertainment industry, he knows the lay of the land. He's on social media because he's selling autographs. He knows the way of the current world. You're saying he decides to go to a convention and said, hey, you know what? This is going to be my last convention. I'm going to forego the thousands of dollars by signing my name to a photograph and selling photographs for, whatever they sell them for. I'm gonna just throw all that money away. I got, it's like you go to these conventions on weekends and make, tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw that to the winds to yell at some person who won't. None of that makes sense. You're saying he doesn't know that kind of stuff is not acceptable these days? It'll get you canceled is what I mean. You're saying he doesn't know that, and yet he worked in sports entertainment for years, and he knows the convention circuit, and he's saying he doesn't know that. And also that nobody has a cell phone, high definition cell phones, and they probably even record in stereo these days. I don't. What does that mean? You have two microphones on a cell phone? Okay, I don't know if they. But you get the point. Everyone is filming. So you waited a year after the alleged events, plot twist didn't happen, so that people during the time period would have to go back a year, find the footage, and go, yeah, hey, we recorded the whole thing. We were piecing together the whole. It's like some basketball events where one team will claim the other team was yelling all these istophobic slurs. And they go, yeah, people were in the stands where we're filming the whole thing the whole time. People were filming. There's a dozen videos. So we pieced together all the footage. Yeah, and what we didn't find was anyone yelling any istophobic slurs. So it appears that you guys are lying. Like a little Jussie Smollett situation. No, it actually happened. I just said we went through all the video. There's dozens. Yeah, the whole time is recreated. There's no slurs being yelled. The cameras just didn't pick it up. Yeah, or you're lying. Like this person is almost certainly lying. So let me tell the story. They're walking through a convention hall, and they're walking to my table, and I hear someone yelling, "You're a man, dude, trash, filth, get the F away from here." So this Steiner guy who's, I don't know, 50s or 60s, very familiar with sports entertainment, very familiar with modern cancellation. He knows the way of the world. And he decides to pass up the $20,000 he makes for signing autographs. Like, that's instant cancellation if you have video of it. He's going to throw that away to say that you're a man and a dude. You're nobody. You're a very low profile, very small. So has your social media footprint been massively increased by this Jussie Smollett type of situation? Oh, yes, it has. But you don't have any footage of that. These are the kind of people who have their cell phone in their hand all the time, the whole time, and they're filming at the drop of a hat. Anyway, so allegedly, does anyone want due process? Only in certain cases. So I kept my head down, and I kept walking. I said, I did not want to acknowledge that hate that never happened. I arrived at my table, I talked a little bit, and it didn't sit well with me. I started to think about it. Okay, that's possible. I wanted to know who was saying it, because you didn't want to look around. Yeah, I don't believe you. I think you're lying. Because it's unacceptable. Yeah, hey, fair enough. I'll give you that. To yell at somebody at a convention, fair enough. It doesn't matter what it is. It's at that. Yeah, you're there to do business. It's unacceptable, for sure, unless it's part of a bit or something. So I decided to go walk, and this is where I pulled out my high definition cell phone and record in stereo. And I talked to my friend there, and they pulled out their high definition cell phone, and we both held the cell phones out, and we were recording, in high definition and in stereo. Oh no, wait, you didn't. That's weird. You didn't Didn't seem to do that. You and there's one other person, one other wrestler you were buddies with. So you went back to see who was saying it, but that just is so weird. That is so, you know, I don't believe you, and I think you're lying to elevate your social media footprint. Which one's more likely? Occam's razor. So then they discovered that the one shouting the insults that you didn't film on your probably, you know, $1,500 Samsung is which I'm very jealous of because mine is dying, is and it's not $1,500. The one shouting this stuff in a public convention, the one who's deciding to forego tens of thousands of dollars to be able to call you a dude, the person who's willing, like you're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars because he's going to call you a dude, and he's just going to throw that money away. Which, you know, keep in mind, and anything that's in cash is tax free, right? He's going to toss all that. Don't call the IRS. He's going to toss all that those 87,000 new. Biden's in office, and we're hiring 87,000 new IRS agents. I'm sure the left is looking around like, what the heck? What's going on? Hey, what happened to that student loan? Well, I don't have any student loan forgiveness for you, but I do have 87,000 new IRS agents. The left were like, did we just get F'd in the A? Yes, we all got F'd in the A, left wingers. So I discovered it was the legendary Steiner brothers who decided to forego hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax-free cash income to call some nobody a dude, a man, and trash. Yeah, that totally happened. Absolutely believable. Absolutely. And again, hey, don't get me wrong. If someone's yelling at you in a convention, it's like, yeah, that's a weird thing to do. You should leave people alone. Don't mess with people's money, for sure. It didn't happen. Because every MFer there who heard somebody yelling is going to whip out a cell phone and start recording. People are already recording the whole effing time. You know that. And everyone in the Twitter audience, I'll say there was a fair amount of people in the Twitter audience who were going, so cell phone footage? Is that gonna, where's this? Oh, yeah. So we walk back up to them, me and my buddy, and our cell phones remain in our pockets, not recording. That's okay. That's poking some holes in. You want to find out who it was, but you didn't want any actual evidence of it. Well, yeah, because it didn't actually happen, so we can't record nothing happening. That wouldn't make sense. Or we can't record him going over to him and like, he might be a guy that they might clearly not like each other, but he's not going to say anything cancelable for us. He's like, get the hell out of here. And they're waiting for him to say, like, get the hell out of here, dude, or something like that. It's like, that's enough to cancel him for. It's like, no, people call people by that. It's kind of an inclusive pronoun, dude, guy, or whatever kind of thing. They're hoping for something like that. It's like, but you don't have that footage because it didn't happen. So allegedly you got into a back and forth with this person and they're shouting in the public settings, inexcusable, unacceptable. So again, your friend, and nobody around you has any cell phone footage of this. Nobody believes you. But what happens on Twitter is everyone is virtue signaling. Oh, now you're saying you need to destroy this person's life based on your word alone. Now, this person is a sociopath. You're willing, and I've heard that Scott Steiner is like, he can be a jerk. It's like, well, it's if you're in the business with these people for decades, and there are a lot of narcissistic sociopaths like this person, there's going to be a lot of jerks in the business. I'll give you that. But to say he said this kind of thing when you don't have footage of it in the age when everyone has a cell phone and pulls out footage, cell phone to record everything. And if you're on board this person on Twitter and you're virtue signaling, oh, Queen, this is so unacceptable. We need to call it. The Scott Steiner is like works from some school board or something now. And so people are posting all the school board numbers and go, call the school board, get him kicked off the school board. And you go like, based on what evidence? And the evidence is this. So wait, this is wrestling nowadays? This is modern day wrestling? Holy cow. Wrestling really did die. About 2000. Wrestling from 1990 to 2000 was a lot of fun. Anyway, so the only other piece of evidence you have is this Gia Miller person who also doesn't have high definition stereo cell phone footage. They just have themselves. We walked over there and we got in a confrontation. And you didn't think to record it? It didn't happen. In like for Alex for 500 thinks it didn't happen. This most definitely didn't happen. Nobody believes this happened. And even people on Twitter are going, so where's the footage? Well, there's plenty. And some people, like some idiot leftist, go, well, there's plenty of evidence. I'm sure people were recording. He goes, so maybe you should come with that footage first. and you waited a year to come out with this, so people would have to go back and look for the footage of it not happening, but you're not presenting evidence. So you're trying to destroy this guy's life, and you don't have any evidence. Is that where we are now as a society? You can cancel people, destroy lives? Like, hey, what happened to Nick Sandman? A kid is just standing there, and a violent alcoholic assaults him. And CNN and MSNBC knew the whole footage, and they lied to present a certain image of it. People are calling for Malum and say acts against Nick Sandman on social media. Nothing happens to him. Yeah, you don't need evidence anymore. It's a combination of like Weimar meets the witch trials. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next episode.